1, 2, 1, and you guys coming on 2. Sound great? One, two. I would like to start at C right now, and for those who have moving parts, especially with the trumpets on the staccato quarter notes, if you could bring those out a little bit more, because you're pretty much the only part there, and everyone else is either holding something or doing something else. Euphonium, when you come in, please bring that out. You are a mezzo-forte there, and I could clearly hear you. And then plus, I think with your part, you bring suspense to it. So definitely bring that out more. Okay, so right on C. And I'm just going to give you a breath this time. Alright, let's do that again. Whenever you get to the end, I know I'm not showing it, but there's a crescendo there, and I will try to show it more this time, but can you guys prove to me that it's on the page? Great. So let's do that again, and after that we'll move on. Right on C. Definitely hear it more this time. So that's good. Okay, so let's start right on 8 before C. With woodwinds, I kind of like your style, just bring it out a little bit more. And also with horns, when you guys come in with a bum bum bum, really bring that out too, because you're the loudest part there. And triangle, when you have that little trill there, could you bring that out? I kind of like the sound of that, so I like to hear more of that. Cool. Alright, so 8 before C. I'm sorry, I'll try to show it more, but also make sure you guys get that part too.
You're giving them beat 1. You're getting them to start on beat 1. Do you want them to play pickup?
No, right on 8 before C.
Okay.
I explained that before.
Right. That's weird though for them.
Okay.
I would do it with the pickup.
I will do the pickup then. And I'll do the same thing I did at the beginning. 1, 2. Good. Horns, I could hear you. Just make sure you check notes and stuff on that. But otherwise than that, I like the style of it. So let's go ahead and start the pickup 8 before C, and then we're going to go all the way to the key change. One, two. Great. All right, so in order to get to that crescendo, let's start 4 before D, so we can kind of get into the crescendo and get into that last section. So 4 before the key change. I didn't mean to confuse you, but we're going to go 4 before the key change, and we're going to keep going. All right. If you guys are either playing whole notes or half notes, can you please try to quiet down so we can hear the trumpet part there. If you can't hear her, please try to quiet down. That's really important when we're going to D. All right, so same spot again. 4 before the key change. And then after that, we will run through it. Sure whenever it's the last dive clear note, you don't really like cut that off or make it too the same articulation. All right, so let's go ahead and run through the whole thing, then we'll call the day. So A before C on the pickup. One, two.
Okay, thanks, Kayleigh. So, Kayleigh, how'd it go?
Definitely a lot better than last time. I don't think I was communicating very well, like when I wanted to start from telling the ensemble sounds a couple of times. But I felt like the more I was up here, the better it got. And also thank you for giving that tidbit of cuts.
Yeah. So anytime that they have a pickup, it's probably a good idea to start with the pickup, everybody, just because it works, they feel better about it, and they can remember, oh, this all goes together, because high school kids won't necessarily think about that. I mean, these guys are like, well, that's a pickup, that's part of this next thing. High school kids won't think about that, so you'll need to make sure that they go, well, we're going to take the pickup because that is part of this idea, because they won't get it. Some of them will, but a lot of them won't, so that's good. What else?
I could have felt like I kind of ignored some people, like with the horns, they had the same part as like the trombones and stuff with the bum bum bum, and they did a good job too. I kind of felt like I ignored them or I ignored certain instruments, but I try to like include everyone, let them know like what they learned on or what they liked about it.
Okay.
So,
Good. Anything else?
no, I think I'm good.
Okay. Ensemble.
I like how you always knew what was coming next. I always knew what was coming next. I would suggest, though, that sometimes you make us responsible for it because you apologized a lot.
Yeah.
And there were times where I knew what you wanted and you were very clear to me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wouldn't apologize.
Well, can I ask everyone else, was I clear on certain parts, or was it, I'm just curious, like in general, like whenever I cued you guys and sometimes it didn't like sound like you guys were coming in, was it me sometimes, or, I'm just curious to know what I need to work on. I think,
Well,
yeah,
it doesn't really matter. You shouldn't apologize as much either way,
Okay.
even if you're not as clear, but you were. So
okay,
that will stop. Because when you apologize, you make you put it in the student's head that it's your fault.
okay.
When it's not.
Angela, were you just saying?
Kind of.
Sorry, Angela. I didn't-
No, it was kind of along the same lines. Just, you kind of apologize too for like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll show that more clearly next time.
Yeah.
You don't even have to mention it, just be like, just do it, and I don't think they'll even notice.
Okay,
And that way, you're not drawing attention to if you make a mistake, you know? So, I think you can apologize a lot less.
okay.
too.
Yeah, I agree with that. High school kids have no idea what you're supposed to do. I mean, they think that you're just supposed to stand up there and wave your arms. They're not paying attention to how clear you are or how clear you aren't. They have no concept of that. So just, if you want to do something differently, just do it.
Yeah.
So, okay, good. Any other comments from the ensemble? Matt?
I know specifically for us, you mentioned key change a lot. We don't really have that notated besides the double bar, so maybe just be a little clearer on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like we knew where you were because we know what the double bar means. It's
Okay.
That's a good point. Good. Okay. A couple things, Kayleigh. I thought did a good job. Had a good plan in your head, and you executed it very well. You didn't show a whole lot, though. I mean, your crescendos all look like this.
Yeah.
So you need to work on different ways to show things. You know, and there were things like bum 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 where I didn't see you cue that person.
Yeah.
You were in your music a lot. So I want you next time you're working with an ensemble to practice to a point where you're singing the music constantly so that you don't have to stare at the score. So that the music just goes bum 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 to the horns, so that you don't have to look and go, where are we? Okay, ready? Horns. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like you were very this, 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 this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Also, you'll see how clear you were on the videotape when you watch it. I think, you know, you ask them, were you clear? You'll see on the videotape when you have a chance to watch it. Any other comments from the ensemble? Just make sure you're giving some love to the percussion. There are lots of solos in here. There's a bass drum solo, and I didn't really see you look at Blake once to cue that solo. So you want to make, because I made him special get up and go get the bass drum.
Yeah.
That's why he got up in the middle, so that he could play those solos. So you want to make sure that you kind of address that, and that spot would be before D, bum 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 bum, boom. I mean, that's a pretty big forte moment, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just stay in it with the percussion as well. Good, Kayleigh.